Hey Valley Middle, welcome back to another math lesson. Tonight we're going to work with rational numbers and ordering them from largest to smallest or smallest to largest. Before we do that, let's go ahead and start with our trivia question for the day. Tonight, our question is, which U.S. president was in office for the shortest amount of time? We'll be back to the answer to that and much more after instruction. Tonight, our target officially is 4.9b. I can order rational numbers. Let's do this thing. Here's a long word problem we'll start off with. There are three friends, Max, Todd, and Sam. Each of the friends have 300 baseball cards in their collection. They're in the giving mood, so each of them decides to donate a fraction of their cards to an orphanage. Max donates 2/7 of his cards, Todd donates 50 of his cards, and Sam donates 1/5 of his cards. Order the names of the friends from least to greatest in terms of the number of cards donated. Well, the first thing we need to do is write down those names, and let's put them in the order that we have them. We see Max would be first, his name was mentioned first, and then Todd, and then Sam. Okay, next, go ahead and write down what they gave. Max gave 2/7, Todd gave 50/300, and Sam gave 1/5. Next, we take and convert those all to decimals. 2 divided by 7 is 0.2857, 50/100 is 0.16 repeating, and 1/5 is simply 0.2. I added on a couple of zeros onto the end of some of these numbers so that we could go ahead and compare a little bit more easily. Because look how easy it is when you have numbers that are all the same length. It's much easier to compare. And so I added those extra zeros on. So we can easily see that Todd gave the fewest amount of cards. Sam gave 0.20, which is kind of in the middle, and Max gave the largest amount, which is 2/7, or 0.2857. I just always double check, least to greatest, least to greatest. All right, let's take a look at the vocabulary tonight. Quick review, rational numbers, those numbers that can be written as a fraction. They can be fractions, decimals, percents, whole numbers, or mixed numbers. Irrational numbers are those numbers that are non-terminating or non-repeating decimals. So, what is the easiest way to order rational numbers? It's pretty straightforward. Change them all to decimals and then put them in order. All right, here we go. Here's our problem, our first problem. We need to order these from least to greatest. So we have 65%, 0.375, 4/5, and 23%. This looks a lot like your test questions will be tomorrow. So the first thing we do, write them all to decimals. So 65% becomes 0.65. This is a decimal, so it just stays 0.375. 4 divided by 5, or 4/5, is 0.8, and 23%, 0.23. Next, we need to order them. Let's double check. We want them from least to greatest. So we'll go ahead and order these up. Looks like 0.23, 0.37, 0.65, and 0.8. I'm going to use, instead of adding the extra zero on this time, I'm going to use my old dollars and cents check. This is like 23 cents, 37 cents, 65 cents, and this would be like 80 cents because I can put that zero on there if I want. All right? Now, the final step is to rewrite them in their original form. Oftentimes on the test, the answers will be listed like this. So we have to go back and say 23 was actually 23%. 0.375 stays. It was a decimal the whole way through. 0.65 was originally 65%, so I have to write it back as 65%. And the largest, 0.8, was actually 4/5 in its original form. All right? This is the answer you'll be looking for in a multiple choice test. So you have to do both. All right, let's take a look and have you try an example. Why don't you try ordering these from least to greatest? Go ahead, pause the video. Okay, I'm back. Let's see how you did. Well, did you change them all to decimals? That's the first step. Write them all to decimals. So 45 is 0.45, 37% is 0.37, 2/5, that's wrong. That's 0.4. And 58% is 0.58. Okay, next we need to take and put them in order from largest to smallest. And I'm going to have to do some changing on the fly here. So we know that we've got 0.37 is going to be my smallest, and then it's going to be 0.4, and then we're going to have 0.45, and then 0.58. Let me double check. Least to greatest, least to greatest. We are set. So you even that out a little bit. Now we have to put them back into their original form. So I'm going to have to redo this line too. But 0.37 originally was 37%. So 37%. 0.4 originally was 2/5. So I have to write that as that fraction, 2/5. 0.45, spread this out a little bit. 0.45 originally was 0.45. So that just stays the decimal. And the last one, 58 or 0.58, well, originally was 58%. So I have to write that as 58%. Now I'm just going to double check. Least to greatest, 37.37, good. 0.4 is 2/5. 0.45, yes. 0.58, 58%. And I'm done. Hope you got them all right too. All right, next. There are also some times where they'll ask you to take and place rational numbers on a number line to see if you can order them. I'd like you to just pause the video and try to place these on the number line. The first thing I would do, switch them all to decimals and go from there. Go ahead. All right, well, you'll notice that they're all between the whole numbers 1 and 2. So if you switch all of these around in terms of decimals, 1.03 will go there. 1.35 is actually 135%. If we move that decimal, 1.35 would go right about here. It's between 1 and 1.5, but a little closer to 1.5. 3/2 is 1.5, 3 divided by 2, so that's going to go right in the middle between 1 and 2. And then 1 4/5, that's actually 1.8. So that's going to go nearly to the 2, just past the 1 3/4 mark. All right? Very good. I think you're ready for the ticket to the show. For tomorrow, I'd like you to order these rational numbers from largest to smallest. 62.5%, 7/16, 8/10, sorry about that, and 0.45. Good luck. I'll give you a minute to write those down. All right. The answer to tonight's trivia question. Which U.S. president was in office for the shortest amount of time? Survey says it was William Henry Harrison. He served as U.S. president for only 30 days and 12 hours and 30 minutes before dying of pneumonia. I believe he caught pneumonia on his inauguration day. All right, little trivia question. Back in 1841. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Make sure you work hard on this target because it takes some time, but you can do it. You have the skills.